Another step in the personal growth of Wolverine fan, because there are two things that are becoming abundantly clear. And that is, this Harbaugh tenure is not, and I don't care what the media tells you, it is not on schedule. It's not where it should be. Okay, it's very important to understand reality versus convenient narrative. You watch college football, you see a lot of young teams that perform better than what you see out of Michigan. What Michigan is a broken down vehicle. Michigan, I would argue, Michigan has not played a quality football game all season long. Now, for $9 million a year, I don't find that to be acceptable. And in year 3 of a program, no matter what, and again, if you want to go down this road of, shovel dirt on Hoke's corpse, this recruiting site, you do whatever you want, because here's the world we live in. You can make an excuse for any program in the country, for any coach in the country. Think about it. You can make an excuse for every season. Oh, geez, we lost a lot of seniors. Oh, man, these injuries. Oh, this recruiting class didn't pan out. Oh, look at the schedule, bad draw. Oh, well, we don't have a quarterback. Oh, we got to replace this. You can make an excuse every year. I'm not into the excuses. I don't offer any for my team, so I'm not interested in hearing yours for your team. Here's the reality. Michigan football sucks. That team sucks. I don't care what their final record ends up. Let's look at what they do on a weekly basis. They suck. They're not any good. And you got $11 million of offensive coach. You got 1.5 on a defensive coach. It's not good, and it's not on schedule. But here's the interesting part to me. Everybody presumes that Harbaugh is something that he's not. He's not a deity. He's not the best coach in America. He clearly has flaws, and I'm going to tell you what he looked like on Saturday night. My opinion alone. And we know, opinions are like bleep holes. We all have them. They all stink. I get it. But here's how I felt Saturday night. Harbaugh looked like a guy who thought he was going to walk into college football doing the helicopter, and instead he's been knocked on his ass. He looked like a guy who thought he was going to walk into college football. I'm going to dominate these college goofballs. And instead, this ain't what it was supposed to be. And in year 3, no, it's not acceptable to go out and get blown off the field. And you say whatever you want, because, look, Texas isn't a very good football team. Texas is young. Texas don't they have a true freshman QB? Ellinger, whatever his name is? True freshman quarterback, right? Backup quarterback. Because Bouchane or Bouchel or whatever his name was a starter, right? I've watched them back-to-back weeks have a shot to beat Oklahoma, have a shot to beat Oklahoma State. You had no shot to beat Penn State. None. I see a young team up the road in East Lansing. It's a daycare center. And I ain't telling you we're that good. I'm not going to sit here and tell you we're fun to watch all the time. But they're 6-1. And the one loss, oh, by the way, is to a Notre Dame team that is now clearly one of the 5 or 6 best teams in the country. So part of this is I just don't think Harbaugh is what you've been sold. Now, I know what's happening. And before I started this job, I would have told you I didn't think rats would be able to type. But I've learned no matter what I say, the ratty Michigan fan will head to Ticket Text and somehow, without opposable thumbs, still peck away and send messages in. I'm not saying, yes, thank you. Let's see, live looking at Ann Arbor right now. I'm not saying Harbaugh's not a good coach. That's not what this is about. I'm saying that he is not the best coach in football, that he is not what you were promised, and that currently this thing is not where it should be in year 3. Now, again, if that bothers you, there are a number of places you can go where you'll get propaganda. And it'll make you more comfortable as a Michigan fan. You'll be told everything's all right. You'll be told that it's not a sad world we're in. You'll be told that, hey, glory is just around the corner. But that's not here. And I really don't care to waste time on it. Year 3 of a program, it can't look this way. Now, here's the other thing. Harbaugh said it was a lesson on Saturday night. So I had some fun here. And I said, Sully, what year were you born? And Sully graced this world in the year of David's Lord of 1993, okay? So I said, it's interesting because Michigan fans are learning that maybe Harbaugh isn't what they were promised. I think you probably should learn that your program isn't what you think it is. Since Sully was born in one of the best years ever, 1993, do you realize Michigan is essentially a 4-loss program per year? Do you realize that in a quarter of a century, you've only had 3 years where you've lost 2 games or less? 3 years. You're a 3-4 loss program. You're Tennessee. You're Florida. You're not what you think you are. You're not what the media here would like you to be. All right? Bob Ufer ain't coming out of the grave. Bo ain't coming out of the grave. Here's a reality of what you are in a quarter of a century. You're nothing. You're not special anymore. And I'm going to tell you why this matters. From the ground up, and I think Harbaugh totally buys into it. And I think Harbaugh feeds his kids that narrative. That Tom Brady visit where he essentially told those kids, you're special because you're here. No, you're not. That narrative is what's killing them. Because here's the other thing I see when I watch U of M. And you guys can do what you want. I'll throw the number out, 248-539-9797. You got a big identity problem in year 3, and you've already blown one chance to actually, win something. I don't think you got a very tough football team. Now, I know it's the easiest thing in the world, some gas bag behind a microphone. I get it. I'm making a point that when I watch college football on a week-in, week-out basis, there are certain teams, they're tough. You know that they can ride a storm and they're going to battle. I really don't see that with U of M. What I see is a lot of these younger guys, this is just my opinion, they look pretty entitled. And they look like they've been told for a long time they're special just because they're there. That they're special because they wear that stupid winged helmet. That they're special because Harbaugh wants them. That they're better than because of, hashtag 1925. Whatever it is, it's not working. It hasn't worked the last quarter of a century. You had 1997. That was a magical year. But outside of that, it hasn't worked. And it's bigger than Rich Rod. It's bigger than Hoke. It's bigger than Harbaugh. This is a quarter of a century problem here, where year in, year out, you're a shoo-in to lose 3, maybe 4 games. That's not special. And 25 years of Sully's little lifespan,